Going back to your highest value, it is the place in your life where you're inspired from within to act. Meaning, nobody has to remind you to do what is truly most important to you. Would you agree there's certain things in your life that I just wouldn't have to remind you to do? You just self-initiated in that area, whereas there's other things that I almost can't even pay you to do those things. It's so low on your values. We're inspired from within in our highest value, our highest priority, what is most important. And the lower and lower something is of a priority to you, uniquely, the more and more motivation you need from the outside. Just to use a simple example, who here has got kids that love to play video games? You don't need to remind them to play with that thing, right? You may need to remind them and motivate them to eat their vegetables and to clean their room, things that are important to you but not to them. But can you see the things that are truly important to them, you would never need to remind them or motivate them or encourage them to do that. You may need to motivate them to stop doing it, but not to do it. You set a goal. Let's take, does Caleb like riding a bike? Okay, good. So, the first time he rides a bike, is that very important to him, first of all? Does he love doing that? So it's high in his values. So the first time he does it, he'll be riding in the driveway. Right? As soon as he feels he can accomplish that, he goes, well, Dad, can we now go right on the street? Right? Accomplishes that. Dad, can we go right around the park? Accomplishes that. Dad, can we go maybe do a race or something? Does this by a chance happen? Okay, cool. So, exactly. So, it's such a simple example, but don't miss the beauty of it because of the simplicity of it. Because it's truly important to him, and he sets a goal to do that thing, because of his highest value capacities of being spontaneously driven from within to act, he sets the goal and he takes action. So therefore his self-talk becomes, what I set out to do, I do. Then my perception of myself expands each time I achieve that goal. So now I go, can we now try a bigger goal? Let's go in the park. Let's go to do a race. Point being that when you set objectives that are aligned with what's most important to you, you spontaneously act, you embrace the challenges because it's meaningful to you, you tend to achieve, which means you allow your perception of yourself expands, and you give yourself opportunities to set bigger goals. And in this way your leadership emerges. Does that make sense?